Encountered Queen Katie today. While strolling around Disneyland, I did a double take, haha. Asked her for a quick selfie, and she was incredibly sweet. Wished her a fantastic day at DL. Was hesitant to post this initially, just to ensure it wasn't private information, but upon checking her Instagram stories, I decided to share. She's absolutely stunning. This was undoubtedly my most surprising and unexpected Bravo encounter as a SoCal resident. Anyone else here ever had a random VPR or Bravo cast sighting? Lol, if any fellow sub-members or Vanderpump Rules fans are around and want to grab a drink, count me in, haha. And seriously, waiting for her to confirm she was at Disneyland before sharing your picture with her is incredibly considerate, OP. We need more people like you on the internet or social media. You look wonderful. Hope you had a fantastic time. Sounds like a blast. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel once again, Spill Chronicles. It's me, Ramona here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. Even though Tom publicly criticized her, Billie maintains she doesn't regret supporting him, while Ariana once again finds validation. Schwartz appears to be the only one shielded from Sandoval's other side. Kudos for her willingness to admit when she's wrong. It's truly refreshing to witness. So refreshing, especially amidst Lala and Rachel's unwavering stance. It's natural to err and perfectly okay to change one's perspective. Whether it's due to new information or the need for reflection, it's all right to evolve. We saw little of Billie this season, and most of it was uncomfortable, but I don't recall her speaking ill of Ariana. I vaguely recall early on during the affair, Billie stayed at the house while they were both away, walked Ariana's dog, and Ariana even defended her presence. Maybe I imagined it. Trying to recall why viewers vehemently disliked Billie when she joined the cast. There was a cringeworthy comment about picking a pretty vagina, and she got upset about not being included in some girl's activity, insinuating it was because she's trans, when it was likely due to their lack of closeness. If that's the extent of it, and considering her questionable taste in friends like Sandoval, perhaps she's not irredeemable, as she seems capable of introspection. I've given up on trying to decipher these people, except for knowing Sandoval is problematic and needs to fade away. I wouldn't be surprised if Tom missiled Billie about Ariana's feelings and talked negatively about her, and now Billie is realizing it probably wasn't true. Ariana handled Billie Lee's presence at her house graciously. She could have thrown her under the bus, but instead responded to criticism by saying, "I'm glad someone is taking care of her while I'm gone." A considerate way to address the hate Billie received at the time. Given what we've seen, I'm sure Ariana felt anxious leaving Maya at that house when she traveled. Am I the only one hesitant to quickly forgive Billie Lee? Don't get me wrong, I appreciate her accountability now and the revelation she's making, but I find it hard to believe she isn't seeking attention. She latched onto Tom during his turbulent time, knowing she'd emerge as one of the few loyal friends. Now that his redemption arc has faltered on TV, she decides throwing him and his new girlfriend under the bus is most beneficial for her. I wholeheartedly believe everything Billie Lee is saying about him and his relationship, but I'm also skeptical that someone who initially sided with Tom is genuine. However, Katie's response to Sandoval's statement regarding the Billie or Victoria or Kyle drama is intriguing. My conspiracy theory is that Victoria is posting this on his stories without his knowledge because he's filming, cut off from the outside world. Katie's just a boss bitch. She's one of the few who remained genuine amidst the chaos. Dealing with a bunch of morons, not everyone on the show, but a lot, deserves credit. And she did it her way, channeling my inner Sinatra or Elvis. Katie rocks. Regarding her accusations, I'm confused. If it's about the Kyle tried to drug and assault Tom incident, wasn't she supposed to have said that to Victoria in private? Or was it in front of a camera that wasn't actually recording? keeping up with this nonsense, but I'm puzzled about the accusations she made on speakerphone to single out Sandoval. Additionally, Schwartz has apparently unfollowed Victoria. I'm not sure if this has been mentioned before, but it's quite a twist, isn't it? I wasn't particularly fond of Billie, but I didn't doubt what she shared on her podcast. Then I came across Victoria and Kyle's perspectives, and now I'm even more perplexed. And can we talk about how Tom Sandoval resembles Robbie Rotten from Lazy Town? On another note, it's amusing to me that while Ariana is enjoying her time in Fiji with her attractive boyfriend and hosting her favorite show with her captivating images splashed across billboards and bus stop ads, Tom is caught up in the drama between Billie Lee and Victoria, with accusations of substance abuse being tossed around. Schwartz is probably somewhere trying to shield himself from the chaos. It's quite a spectacle to witness, isn't it? Furthermore, Anne has evidence that he attempted to financially manipulate Ariana with low offers and then painted her as the villain for not accepting. I believe Anne should step forward with that footage against Vom. Isn't it fascinating how Schwartz is dating someone in her early 20s, and there's been no drama surrounding it, while Sandoval's relationship with a woman in her 30s has become the talk of the town? As for the comments about Schwartz, it's suggested that he can only maintain a relationship with someone barely legal because of his controlling nature, which he has exhibited towards Katie for over a decade. It's implied that Victoria might have her own vulnerabilities, making her an easy target for control. However, her lack of articulation is evident. Moreover, Tom and Victoria recently shared their thoughts on Billie Lee. I've never been a fan of Billie Lee, but I must admit, I found myself intrigued by what Tom and his new girlfriend had to say. However, Victoria's credibility took a hit after that live interview debacle. It would have been better for her to own up to any substance use rather than come off as unintelligent. Is she suggesting that her sober behavior is naturally like this? Yikes. Tim and his group are mishandling this situation. If they hadn't done that cringeworthy interview, this controversy would have likely died down by now. Instead, they seem to be reviving it daily. Kyle Chan is probably regretting his involvement the most. It's baffling how Billie's actions seem to coincide with her tour and Tom being out of the country. However, the timing seems to be more on Victoria's end. I took a glance at some of Billie Lee's comedy material, vegan farts, and a Thailand-made vagina, and it seemed to fall flat. In a Vegas interview, she struggled to elicit laughs. It appears comedy might not be her strong suit for making money. After listening to both Kyle and Victoria's sides, along with Billie Lee's, I'm still uncertain who to believe. However, many seem to side with Billie. One explanation could be that Sandoval has a history of dishonesty, and those who defend him often do so by aligning with his narrative, which might also be deceitful. Hence, it's easier to assume anything Sandoval says is false until proven otherwise. Perhaps it's because Billie can articulate her thoughts better than Tom and his group of supporters. Despite not being a fan of Billie, I find myself inclined to believe her in this instance. On the other hand, it's quite a sight to see Raquel from Vanderpump Rules promoting her cameo while surrounded by galaxy lights and sporting a lightning bolt necklace. Given that the show is currently on hold and the season has wrapped up, it seems she's eager to stay relevant within the VVR circle, although it comes off as somewhat distasteful. Back in October 2023, she sold her lightning bolt necklace for a hefty sum, citing its symbolic significance to a past relationship. So the question arises, did she acquire a replacement necklace for this promotional video? It appears she's using recognizable and controversial elements from her personal life and Season 10 of VPR to generate attention, stir up controversy, and drive interest in her cameo offerings. Utilizing these blatant reminders of past events to promote her cameos strikes me as rather insensitive and opportunistic. On top of that, She's offering relationship advice at a hefty price of $219 for a brief video. That seems excessively steep. It was evident from her recent podcast that she's disappointed about not being in the spotlight anymore and seems to be seeking validation by searching her name. She might be realizing that she needs the VPR association to maintain public interest. Despite her earlier intentions to step away from the limelight, she's now actively seeking fame again. From a legal perspective, her actions could spell trouble. These cameos might become subject to subpoenas from Tom and Ariana, leading to costly legal battles and headaches for her attorneys. If I were representing her, I'd be deeply concerned about the potential consequences of her actions, especially after her continued involvement in the podcast. However, after rewatching season 11, I'm struck by the way Katie was treated for her involvement with Max, which, to be honest, reflects a broader pattern of harsh treatment toward her throughout the series. Brock and Sandoval's insistence on double standards felt misplaced, particularly when it came to respecting boundaries within the friend group. There isn't necessarily a double standard at play here. Katie and Schwartz simply have differing feelings about the same boundary, and that's perfectly acceptable. Schwartz's nonchalance about dating within the friend group doesn't necessitate Katie feeling the same way. Asking an ex not to pursue romantic connections with mutual friends seems like a reasonable expectation to me, and it's somewhat perplexing how worked up Sandoval became, especially given his own actions at the time. Furthermore, it's a standard expectation not to want to witness your ex-partner dating your friends or within the same social circle. It shouldn't require much explanation, but perhaps some lack empathy in understanding this. Respecting such boundaries would be a sign of genuine respect and consideration for the former partner's feelings. Season 10 was particularly challenging to watch in terms of how Katie was treated. Despite her and Schwartz's desire to maintain a friendship, Schwartz seemed to disregard her wishes, leading Katie to understandably reconsider her stance and to establish boundaries. In that regard, I commend her for prioritizing her own well-being and standing firm in her decisions. Additionally, according to his latest story post, Schwartz admits he hasn't seen about 90% of VPR episodes. This revelation raises eyebrows, especially considering other cast members' viewing habits. Lala openly admitted to skipping scenes involving Sandoval, and Sheena has confessed to only watching her own scenes. Even Jax has claimed he didn't keep up with the show. Ariana faced criticism for not watching season 11, although she clarified that she had seen clips and received updates from friends. However, it seems unlikely that Schwartz will receive similar scrutiny for his lack of viewership. It's noteworthy that Sheena, who selectively watches the show, has also been vocal about Ariana's viewing habits, despite her own inconsistent approach to watching. It's puzzling why there isn't the same level of outrage directed towards Schwartz for not engaging with the show. Did he even watch season 11, the season in question? Given that there are 186 episodes of VPR, Schwartz's admission suggests he's only seen a fraction of them. It's doubtful that the 19 episodes he claims to have watched included the entirety of season 11. It's hard to believe that Lala and Sheena, who have podcasts discussing the show, don't watch it in its entirety to ensure they don't miss any mentions of themselves. Similarly, it's questionable whether Schwartz truly didn't watch the majority of the show or simply doesn't remember it. In the end, it seems that all cast members have their own approach to watching VPR, leading to doubts about their sincerity regarding their viewing habits. Moreover, Lala allegedly made $250,000 from Send It to Darrell sweatshirts. Yet, she didn't bother to contact Darrell regarding the legal reasons Ariana couldn't leave her home to Scumaval. Lala's behavior can be puzzling at times. While she may seem intelligent on certain occasions, her confessions often reveal a lack of thoughtfulness and depth. Initially, it appeared that the VPR cast was staunchly supportive of Ariana. However, As seasons progressed, it became apparent that some were merely pretending for the cameras. It's clear that Lala's claim about not wanting to hear legal reasons was simply an excuse. Had legal experts responded to her on her podcast, it's unlikely she would have changed her stance or shown any consideration for Ariana's situation. Lala's disregard for being educated on the matter and her willingness to remain ignorant while still passing judgment on Ariana's living situation is unacceptable. Her insistence on needing to understand boundaries before showing respect is not ignorance, but rather a deliberate choice to justify her unkind remarks. It's evident that she's using ignorance as a shield for her own behavior, which is ultimately just being a disrespectful person. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.